a few ways that we get stuck, reasons and ways we tend to stall on the very things we most want to build in our life and to experience more of. The 6 different kinds of gaps come from years and years of work on myself in the last six years working with women. The common themes, overarching themes that keep coming up again and again and again. We're all different. We all have different histories, backgrounds, traumas, lessons, experiences, but the patterns tend to look similar. So I hope this gives you what comes to mind is peace of mind, meaning that there's nothing wrong, and also that for every reason, every way in which you might find yourself feeling stuck or stalling or standing at the edge, there's a solution. There's a way you can, I don't want to use that word, there's fix. There's a way you can bridge because we're not here to fix anything. There's a way you can bridge. Oh, now that I say that, I love this metaphor that instead, because fixing makes me think of like bringing your car to the guy to fix it. And it feels very mechanical, robotic. Whereas bridging, it feels like you're on this path, like you're traveling the world, jumping from one island to another, from one place to another, and you're just building bridges to make the path, the process smoother. I don't know, this just came to mind, but might be my fennel warm tea that I'm drinking or my period. I don't know. But first one, I called it running on empty. So this often looks like procrastination. You know you want to do something, but you're delaying, you're procrastinating, you just can't get yourself to do that one thing. Or it might look or feel like you've lost your drive. I feel I need to get my mic closer. Like you lost your motivation, your discipline. But in reality, excuse me, let me get more profesh. In reality, chances are you've been pushing too hard and now your system needs support before it creates, expands, and holds more. Man, I've been here many times. And sometimes this also looks like burnout. You keep pushing too hard and you're in overdrive and you reach a point where your system just pulls the brakes. It's just, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. So that's why you're procrastinating. There's no energy left. Your system needs recovery. That's why you feel like there's no drive because you literally need to restore energy. Some examples of how this can translate in real life, like in your day to day, everything feels harder than it should, even decisions, even simple decisions, because your plate is already full. So every tiny thing that you add or someone else tries to add, it's like, I can't deal with this, even if it's tiny. Decisions feel disproportionately draining, like taking something that will take you a second to decide, even something easy, going out to dinner, yes or no, something that you will know in a second, it takes you, you don't know. And it's a very confusing place to be in because it's like, I don't know myself. I don't know myself to be like this. You can't recognize yourself. You feel different. And not in a good way, not in a way you like. Another example, you keep pushing through, but things don't move. The needle doesn't move. You keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And often when we're doing something from force, from exerting ourselves, there's the results that are yielded match that kind of energy. Don't match the energy we actually desire to be creating from, which is an energy of abundance of energy, of abundance of ideas, a creative place, not a contracted place, not at I'm forcing myself to do this thing kind of place. Because the energy through which you create something infuses the thing with that energy, the result. So, how you feel while you're doing something affects the result. It's important. It's just as important. Also, because why focus on getting to that place and feeling miserable throughout the whole journey? Because life is the journey. It's never about the destination, right? Once you get there, if you're ambitious, if you're driven, you're already thinking about the next thing. So why not make the process, the path, smoother, more enjoyable, easier? So running on empty, this is number one. And I want to share a reframe for this if you are in this season. So growth asks us to stretch, but we can't be endlessly efforting and powering through without eventually burning out. I'm reading from the ebook. A bigger life requires better stewardship of your energy, your mind, your body, and nervous system. It's hard to take bold action, to take that leap, to show up fully, to let yourself be seen and keep stretching that capacity to be vulnerable, to be present, to be more yourself and sustain momentum and show up fully when you're running on fumes. It's hard. It asks way too much of your system. And part of building a bigger life, I think the most foundational part is to support your system, your nervous system, your energy, your body, your mind, your mental space, your overall well-being, your physical body, taking care of yourself 360. Because you are the one running the show. If you are a solopreneur, if you are a solo business owner, if you are building your thing, chances are in this first stages, or maybe it's your vision to just be running your business solo, it's all on you. It's mostly on you. So yes, strong shoulders. Yes, conviction. Yes, confidence. Yes, sometimes there is pushing through, there is effort involved, but from a place of feeling nurtured from the inside out, from, as the saying goes, coming from a full, replenished being. Even when it comes to giving to others, showing up in your business is also giving, right? Coming from a full cup. So you can show up fully and not resent eventually the process. Because everything that asks more of us that we can give, like physically, truly give, we end up resenting. It's normal because there's self-protection mode. So take care. Take care of this heart, take care of this body, take care of yourself. Number two, this is the gap. Number two, reason number two, there's no particular order. It's not like, oh, the first one is most important or the first one is the most common. None of that. It's just arranged randomly. The reason number two, we usually tend to stall or get stuck is waiting for certainty. You guys, I've experienced all of them throughout my whole life. And this is not something, oh, you overcome it once and you're done. Life will keep serving you lesson. This is just a journey, but having a clear process that helps you understand the kind of gap you're in, the kind of bridge you need to build, of course it helps. Of course it makes things a little bit easier. So number two is waiting for certainty. An example, this might look like you keep gathering information, you keep consuming content, watching all those, like for me, I'm calling myself out. For so long, I watched so many tutorials on YouTube on how to start a YouTube channels. Hours and hours and hours. How to start a YouTube channel, what it takes to start a YouTube channel, how to grow a YouTube channel. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and 4 years passed. And all the answers I needed came after I hit record. None of those tutorials actually, maybe they were pep talks, but they gave me nothing compared to what I earned, what I experienced by doing the thing, deciding to hit record and post every day and show up every day. That's how you build the certainty. But back to how it looks like. You keep gathering information, consuming information, researching, planning, weighing outcomes, thinking it through. True? What's a word? Thinking it through, trying to make sure you're making the right decision. How often, you know how it's called analysis from paralysis, paralysis from analysis, paralysis from analysis. You just want to make the right decision and you freeze because you can't know. It's out of your control. Everything that involves, okay, I decide this one thing, you cannot control fully how it's going to turn out. Because it's never just fully you. It's never just you. And even if it was just you, you can't know. You can't lock in the future. You can lock in how you choose to show up every single day. And that's how you build the certainty you're looking for. And even a kind of little bit of surrender, because there's no way you can guarantee certainty. The only certainty in life is change. And the least attached you are to certainty, I think the greater the gift to yourself and to your growth and to your process. So what if the decision is already clear? What if you don't need to know more? What if you don't need more information? Like it was for me with this YouTube channel. What if you just need to hit record? What if you already know the answer? It's just fear that is keeping you waiting. If you keep waiting for certainty, you will wait forever. And you know that. You know that. So examples of how this looks in real life, you question decisions you've already made. You go back, you circle back. And that's exhausting because it's never fully done. Constantly reopening decisions, it's so exhausting. You consume a lot of information but take little action. You look for reassurance before moving. So maybe you ask for advice. I had a season of life where I wished I had someone that would just tell me what to do. I felt so lost, so confused. I prayed, like, just tell me what to do. That's how the need, the attachment, when you feel completely lost, completely confused and stuck, you might resort to solutions you wouldn't consider in any other situation. So it is a challenging place to be. That's tricky, but the more you normalize the fact that we get into these patches, rough patches, into these seasons where you want a little bit more certainty because maybe you're building something new. Maybe you're stretching yourself into a new version of yourself. Maybe you are stretching your capacity to be more seen. Maybe you're trying something new. Maybe you're entering a new relationship. Maybe you're moving to a new country. Every time we step into a reality we haven't known before, we have never experienced before. It's scary. So first, step one, normalize it. Normalize that it's normal to feel that way. It's okay to feel confused. It means you're growing. Oftentimes, when you're confused, when you feel lost, you are at the edge of your next up level, if you like that word, your next level, your next life, your next chapter, your next big leap. Often that's a sign. That's how I reframed it for myself. That's how I like to offer that reframe to clients and to women I work with. When you're confused, congratulations, you're growing. If you were not confused, it means you've just been staying in a place that feels overly familiar. There's nothing new to learn. There's nothing that challenges you. There's nothing that triggers you. There's nothing. It's just same old, same old. If you're confused, great. It means you're curious. It means you're alive. It means you're growing. And oh, the last example, you feel stuck between excitement and fear. That's also a tricky place to be. You know, it's that double-edged coin, not sword, coin. Anxiety and excitement at the level of the body exert the same sensations. It feel the same, but it's the story you attach that makes the difference. Or it's anxiety and worrying about the future, something that hasn't happened, might happen, I don't know if might come. Or it's excitement. They kind of feel at the level of the body the same, which is interesting. A similar goes to fear. You are like kind of wedged between the excitement of the thing you want to build and experience and move toward, and the fear of because it's new, because it's something that a place, not just physically but figuratively, where you haven't been before, even a version of you haven't been before. It's scary. And sometimes that kinds of paralyzing. And that's why we experience stuck. That's why we stall. Because it's like, I'm excited, but I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm scared. It's like you pull like the brake and what's the I don't know when you're driving the two switches. I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys, but you get it. So the reframe, the longer you stay in decision mode, the safer it feels to stay there. You get comfy, and that's dangerous. That's an expensive comfort zone because it will cost you your growth. It will cost you your future. It will cost you the what you want to build and experience in your life. More information, more opinions, more reassurance, but clarity arrives because of movement. Because you choose to move, arrives clarity and you build certainty. You can't have it before. We can't. We can't. But we forget. And because fear can be so paralyzing, we just kind of hope and pray. Maybe this time I will be gifted. I will be given the gift of certainty before I take the next step. It never is that. It never is like that. Certainty likes to show up once you're already on the path. 1000%. And last one, I would do a part two for the other three. The gap three is you've outgrown your life. You've outgrown your current version of yourself, your current environment, your this chapter. You've outgrown it. I always use the metaphor of a vase. You know, when there is a little seedling and you have a little vase and it starts growing and you realize, oh, this is actually going to be bigger. It needs a bigger vase. But if you don't change the vase, it's going to get stuck. The growth is going to be there. You're going to stunt the growth, right? Same goes for us humans. So sometimes what feels like stalling, stuckness, confusion is actually transition. It's just another sign that you're growing. You've changed. Your desires have changed. Your priorities have changed. Maybe your values have changed. Maybe your vision has changed. The life, the business, the career, or the identity that used to fit no longer do. Some examples: the version of success you built no longer excites you. And if you're driven, especially if you're ambitious, purpose driven, you need that. You need to feel that excitement. You're not someone that will settle. You will keep seeking that. And I hope you keep going after what excites you, makes you feel alive. And that comes with a layer of feeling stuck because you keep outgrowing. And sometimes, there are seasons where you outgrown chapters, relationships, conversations, beliefs, situations so fast, it gets overwhelming. But it's actually, I think it's good because it stretches you. I have experienced seasons with, especially last year, which was the snake year in the Chinese zodiac. And think of the snake when it sheds the old skin to renew, literally, metaphorically, what symbolically, what happened during that year, what I've experienced personally, whether you believe in this or not. But for me and for so many people in my circle, we went through like many, it felt like life and death, many rebirth cycles, which while you're in it, you're like, whoa, it feels like a whirlwind that never ends. It's so confusing, so overwhelming. You haven't completed a cycle yet that you're already entering a new one. And in hindsight, I'm so grateful because that was a lot of work. That was a lot of outgrowing and outgrowing. And if you have, if you build capacity through embodiment work, through supporting your nervous system, through learning about your own needs and desires and listening to your body, you can get much done. You can do many things. You can go through many cycles and still somehow be standing and forgiving and be and kind of embrace the process because you've done enough cycles, you've gone through enough cycles that you know what's on the other side of it. It's always a cycle. It's not going to be forever, and it's necessary to grow. It's just there's no other way through it. The way out of it is through. There's no other way. So some examples: we said the version of success you built no longer excites you. Trying to revive something that's run its course. This is hard. This is hard, especially when it comes to relationships, people you love or have loved, careers, places that you love, but it's time to move on. And that requires grieving, allowing yourself to grieve in order to make space for what's next, for something new. What once fit now feels tight. Remember the vase metaphor? It feels tight. So when the life around you, the environment, the people, the conversation, everything, your space, your home, your career, your identity starts to feel tight, small, you're ready to play bigger. And it's your responsibility to take up more space, to create that space. Another way is something is complete, but you're still holding on. And that kind of connects with the previous one. You know it's complete, but it's hard. It's not easy, you guys. I empathize. I've been there. I know I will be there many more times in my life. I hope, because it means I keep growing. And it's not easy, but it's a season. It's just a season. And the more you resist it, the more you prolong it, the more you try to fight it, the harder you make it for yourself. Sometimes all you need is just a little bit more of surrender, a little bit more of self love, of embracing your own process, trusting your own process for life to meet you halfway. You don't have to do it all alone. You're already very supported, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it. There's support all around you, beneath you. Think of nature, think of the earth. The reframe I want to offer for this is you cannot build a bigger life from an identity, habits, and beliefs that no longer serve you. You need an upgrade, an update, and an upgrade. In every season of growth, there is something old we need to part ways with to make space for something new and bigger and more. I hope this was helpful. If you would like support in navigating this season of stalling, check the link in the description below. And if you find yourself resonating with one in particular, let me know in the comments. Let me know. And I will do a part 2 where I shared about the other 3 gaps that I've noticed. And thank you so much for watching. If you don't know, my name is Marina. I make videos every day to remind you that the life you desire, the life you want, the life that's calling you, the version of you you seek to become and embody is just one leap of courage away. And I hope you take it. That was a lot of information, you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope it's helpful, categorizing, sort of listing the gaps in this way with the help of the chakra system, looking at it through a somatic and energetic lens. It really helped me personally and also in my work with women and professionals just to find the reframe and find the key, or rather the bridge, to not to avoid these seasons because they're part of life, but whenever you find yourself in one, you know how to build the next bridge. That's why I built the Bigger Life, to help you give those tools. There's a 30-day roadmap. There's also nervous system friendly tools to help you build that capacity. So the next time you find yourself, you can recognize it, you can be kind to yourself, and you know what's coming, and you know how to build the bridge. I'll see you tomorrow. For real now.